life. I have a deadline to meet. You know when you have a problem and you realize you're not the only one that had the problem. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I think I've been called. Hi guys, welcome back to another amazing video. This Tea of Tea's Corner. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I make lifestyle content. I think I've kind of delved into like just speaking about my relocation journey as a whole. If you're interested in this type of content, please do make sure to subscribe before you leave. In this video, I'm just going to be telling you guys how I got my permanent residency application approved. Honestly, the application took about a month and 2 weeks. So if you want to know how I got my application approved in that short time, make sure to stay tuned.
Every night I try to love, but your heart is made of stone. All my tears, they fall like rain.
Before I start, let me give you guys a backstory. I came to the UK in 2022 on a student visa to complete my master's program. I graduated sometime in 2023. I think it was July-ish in 2023. I got my permanent residency approved in July of 2024. And my application took about a month-ish. Mind you, I did my application myself. I did not use an agent. First off, I'll start by telling you why I chose to, try or even get my permanent residency in Canada. My immigration journey started officially in 2020 during the pandemic and all of that was going on. In 2020, I decided that I wanted to find a way to get out of Nigeria, leave the country, start my life somewhere else. I just did not know where I wanted to start my life in. So I think I'd explored different options, and at the time Canada was hot cake there. Canada was the thing that everybody was doing it, everybody was moving, and I thought, okay, I could do this thing too. But to my surprise, I wasn't eligible. I didn't have enough work experience then. I had a couple, but it wasn't enough. So I'd gone to write an exam. It's called it's a CIMA certification, that is the Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. But I don't a foundation course with them. Yeah, I'd done the certification. I'd passed it in August of 2020, and now I was eligible, to apply for Canada permanent residency application. That is the express entry. But IELTS started, you guys. I went my IELTS 4 times. I'm not even going to lie, four times before I could get the exact score I needed. But anyways, I could not pass my IELTS on time before they did the last draw of 2022. I can remember the last draw of 2022 was sometime in December. So they had done that draw and they had top draws for a while. They weren't doing any draws again. Mind you, at the time, I did not have a master's degree. So I only had my BSc and I had the certification I had written from CIMA. So that gave me a little bit more points than the BSc score would have given me. But not enough for a master's score. So in 2021, that's the following year, I decided that I'll just start my UK process. I'll just try to go do my master's somewhere. And yeah, UK came about. I don't want to talk so much about the UK journey. I think I have a video on that. So if you want to watch that part, you can go watch that. So I've been here since then. So I came in February and I'm almost 3 years in the country. During my master's program, I always knew I was going to go back to trying for my permanent residency. So I'd gotten my IELTS before I traveled here. But by the time I was on my master's to get my master's score, my IELTS had expired. So now I had to rewrite IELTS again. And I was so worried about IELTS because I know how much I struggled to get the score I needed in Nigeria. I had to write it again. That's what I did though. I rewrote my IELTS and I wrote it again for another 3 to 4 times. I'm sorry, okay? I'm not dumb. I promise you, I am not a dumb girl. Writing is always my issue, okay? I think the 4th time is always a charm for me. I always pass it at the 4th try. But I need to write consistently, back to back before I'm able to get it. So anyways, I think it was December of 2023. So I was like, okay, now I can join the pool. And thank God now I have my master's. So it was looking sweet. I'm going to tell you guys the permanent residency pathway I did, and I was able to take advantage of the pathway. Okay. I got my PR application through the express entry STEM pathway. I want to explain the express entry for people that don't know what all of that is about. The express entry is a pathway that allows skilled professionals to come into the country. The point-based system, whereas professionals are in a pool, and you have your masters, you are below 30, you have work experience in certain fields, you become eligible, and all of that gives you a point, accumulates points for you. The more qualifications you have, the more work experience you have, the fields you have this work experience in, by the way, increases or decreases your points. They usually hold draws either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. If you have the score they want, you're going to get called and you're going to be given like an invitation to apply for permanent residency. That's literally what it is, right? That's what I had done. So I just, after I wrote my IELTS again in December of 2023 and I passed it, thank God, I just went back to the pool, literally just created a profile on the pool and joined the pool again. So what I'd done is, because I know that I wasn't as conversant as I was like in 2020 or when I was like really on this Canada thing, I had to go back and I start doing my own research again. Okay, what are the new rules? Because Canada changes. It was something about Canada. They change rules like anyhow, like literally anyhow. So I decided that okay, I'm just going to do my own research. I went on the website. I'm going to leave it on the screen, and I just went to read up on the different categories they had now. So at the time they had like agric, they had like STEM, they had like transportation. The PMPs were also there, which were the provincial nominations, right? There's the Ontario, there's the Alberta, like provinces also had their own category. So it was quite a lot, I'm never going to lie. It took like weeks of research to know, okay, what do I want to do? Like, how do I want to play this? Do I just want to stay in the pool? Because mind you, even though my score was pretty high, because now I have like my masters, I'm still below 30, I have a sibling now in Canada. Even though I had all of these factors that would have made me hot cake like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, now things are changed. Okay, now people had French, people, you know, they were doing more CEC draws. That CEC is Canadian experience class. I think it's people that have work experience in Canada. You know, people had upped the game. Me, I do not know French. During my research, I kind of figured out, okay, there is a STEM category, okay, and when I read upon it, I was eligible based on the experience I had in Nigeria. I found the NOC code that I was eligible for. What I had noticed at the time is they were not even doing STEM draws regularly. They were doing STEM draws like once in 4 months. So I knew that I also had to be patient. Anyways, that's what I'd done. I just looked at what I had experience in and saw how I could, you know, use that to my advantage. First quarter of 2024, I was in my waiting period, you guys. Also, mind you, I wasn't just eligible for STEM. I was also eligible for like Ontario Tech Draw. But because my score was very high, Ontario was doing like tech draws and I was missing them because my score was so high. So I gave myself a deadline. I said after the first quarter, if I do not get any draws, if I do not get called or anything, I would maybe remove something to make me have a lower score, because I'm like, I need to, you know, I need to take advantage of things. There were ways for me to like lower my score. One was maybe I should not claim points for my sister, and that would have reduced my score enough for me to get like the tech draw, the Ontario tech draw. So March came, March went, there was still no STEM draw. So April came and I thought, okay, let me see how I can maybe remove my sister and all of that. I remember I'd like gone to the my profile, you know, and just see what I can do. So I'd gone to my profile, started to look at what I had submitted, like the information I submitted, and then I realized that, I'll never forget, I realized that I'd made a mistake. So all this while that I was waiting for STEM draw, even if the STEM draw had happened, I would have missed it. Do you know how crazy that would have been? Like, even if the STEM draw had eventually waiting, I thought I was being patient and I was just waiting for God. You guys, I would have missed the STEM draw. I would have definitely missed the STEM draw. So thank God I saw that mistake that day, you guys. If not, I don't think I'll be making this video. Anyways, I had just quickly gone to, you know, edit it. I think it was second week in April. I'd seen that mistake and I corrected it, right? You guys, 4 days later, they did a STEM draw. You guys, 4 days later, they did a STEM draw. Now I'm just at work on a random Thursday because I had this app. I think I'm going to put all these things I'm saying, I'm just going to put it on the screen because I know some people are watching this video specifically because they want to have this information. So there's this app on the that I use. It's called CanPR, CANPR, right? It's on App Store. I don't know if it's on Android, but I know it's on App Store. So whenever there's a draw, I get a notification, right? Instantly. Even before they post it on CIC News, which is like a website you can like get information from. But I always get that notification on the app, right? So the random day I'm at work chilling and I get a notification from the app to say, oh, there's a draw. I think in my mind I'm like, oh, another draw that I'm not eligible for. I was thinking it was maybe agric, transportation, all the many draws, French, all those many draws I'm never eligible for. So I do not pay attention too much to it. And then I check my phone later on. I go on the app, I check it. I'm like, what draw did they do? Because even though, like, yeah, sometimes I'm usually curious to know, like, what draw they did, how many people they called, all this information. So I'd go on the app and I was like, oh, what draw did they do? How many people did they call this time? Da 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 da. And then I see it's the STEM draw. The cut-off mark was 491. My score at the time was on 493. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I think I've been called. But I did not get any mail. I did not get anything. I went on my profile. There was no change. Like it was same thing. So I'm like, okay, have they called? But have I missed it? Like what has happened? Because obviously I've not been called. So my sister was like, oh, she remembers her own time. Like they don't call you immediately, right? They don't send you the mail. Even if they've called you, they don't send you the mail instantly. Do you get? So I was like, okay, that makes sense now. I know Olufumi. Is it Olufumi Loye guy? I know he gives like updates instantly. So I think I've gone on his like Instagram post and I've seen that he had posted like, oh, 493 STEM draw, da 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 da. And then I gone to the comment section where also people that were eligible that had not gotten any mail, like me. And they were like, oh my god, did they really call me? Because I did not get. I was like, thank god. When you have a problem and you realize you're not the only one that had the problem, let's wait for 24 hours and see what happens, you guys. Mind you, mine did not even come after 24 hours. Mine came in. When did it come in? It came in that same night, that same day, but later at night. So that's how I got my invitation to apply, which is the ITA. Yeah, so that's how I got it. I got it through the STEM draw, Federal Express Entry STEM draw. I know they've closed down a lot of categories, so I don't know if that's still a thing. Canada, they never do one thing. They always do like this. But yeah, I'm going to check, and by the time I'm editing this video, I'm sure I would have found out. Anyways, after I got my IT, I thought, now I can relax now, just apply, and things will be going smoothly. I laugh now because I feel like I never had, like, from that day I got my invitation to apply, there was no peace of mind. There was no more peace of mind till I got my confirmation of permanent residency mail. Anyway, so when you get your invitation to apply, that doesn't mean they've given you your permanent residency. What they've done is to say, apply to us. Now we will decide if we're going to approve you or decline you. That's literally all it means. Now it's time for gathering documents. I did not know how difficult that was going to be. I'm in the UK. I did not realize how much work was going to go into getting my documents from Nigeria, calling like places I've worked with, people I've worked with, calling like companies I've worked with in the past, like just trying to get all of those things sorted out. How much things I've actually changed back home as well, like HR, like just trying to know, okay, who am I going to be talking to at this point? Mind you, Canada, they give you 60 days to submit your application after they give you an invitation, right? So if they've invited you to apply, you have literally 60 days to actually apply. If you don't apply, then they take back the offer, right? Yeah, I had to start calling people in Nigeria. I had to start, trying to know what's going on, relationships, trying to get them to do stuff for me because I need referencing. I need a lot of things you need, right? Like they say, oh, this person has not signed. This person is on leave. You know the way Nigeria is now. This person is on leave. You have to wait for this person to come back. I'm like, bro, help my life. I have a deadline to meet. So that's it. One, you need work reference. You claim that you're less than 30 years old. Because mind you, if you're above 30, it's not a bad thing. The only thing is that your score reduces, right? Every year. So, for example, the moment you're 31, they take 5 points off you. The moment you're 32, on that 5 points. So, The older you get, the more points you lose. So if you say you are less than 30, they need evidence to show that you're actually less than 30. So that's where your birth certificate comes in, all of this ID to show your age, right? Also, your age or your birth certificate has to correlate with your age on all your certificates, meaning your WAEC, all of those things, right? There has to be like correlation. So you need to upload your WES certificate, right? So you have to upload that certificate to show that you actually, have a degree. Now, wherever you claim points from, you have to show evidence. For example, I said I have a sister in Canada. I have to put evidence that she's really my sister, like my birth certificate, our birth certificate, just showing that relationship that we are from. Even though she's married now, that change of name, certificate, every little thing that shows that we're siblings, we're not. And also, by the way, when she went to Canada as well, she had put my name as part of her siblings, because they will ask you that question when you're about to submit your profile, to put your family member's name. So that shows like sibling relationship. What else? You need police report, okay, to show that you've not committed crime in any country you're in. So, but thank God, Nigerian police services have kind of like upgraded now. They have like a platform for people in diaspora that can actually, you can get your police report seamlessly now, even though you're not in the country. So that's good. That was good. That did not even take long at all. I got my police report in 3 weeks. Was quick. I am currently living in the UK. I also need to get a police report from here to say I've not committed any crime. I got that as well. So I did the express 1 year. Like, I got my police reports from the UK pretty early. Like, I think it took like 3 weeks, right, to come out. So yeah, but anyways, at least that one was sorted. Also, my IELTS, okay, let me talk about my IELTS, you guys. So remember I said I wrote my IELTS a couple of times. I wrote it 4 times here in the UK. I wrote it 4 times in Nigeria before I got the first one in Nigeria that expired. Then I had to write it 4 times here again before I got it at the 4th try, right? The 4th one was in December. Before, they used to send our results to us. If you pass or fail, like once your results comes out, in 3 days you're going to get your results, right, in your house. But that day they were telling us that this time around they're not going to just send the results. If we want the physical copy, we should just call to request for it and they're going to send it to us. So I was like, cool. But we could now download it on the site, right? Mind you, all this while they're giving us this information, I'm not paying attention. Like, my attention is just anyways. I write exam. I have very little hope. Was the end of the year, because for me that IELTS was like the last thing before I actually started enjoying my holiday, right? So I was like, let me just get it over with. Anyways, I write it, I pass it, I could download the results online. So I downloaded the result online. Anytime I go on my iCloud, I will see my IELTS result. So I assumed that I'd gotten the physical copy and I had scanned it. That's what I assumed, right? Because I had written it a lot. The memory was just like, swapping. Like I always kept all my IELTS results, you guys. Even from Nigeria, every IELTS that I have ever done, I have the result here with me. After I got my IT, after I got all of that, and I'm about to submit my application, you guys, let's say the deadline for me to submit my application is Thursday, like this Thursday, a week before, which is like, let's say Wednesday. I say, okay, I want to submit on Wednesday. I want to submit, a week before this thing is due, my deadline, my 2 months deadline. You guys tell me why me and my sister were putting my document together. For my IELTS, I'd used the one on my phone that is not the original copy. I'd added it in my mind. I felt like I had all my documents with me. For some reason, I opened like the certificate and tell me what I'm seeing, not original copy. Tell me why I am seeing not original copy. I'm like, okay, don't panic. Because I was at home that day. I said, don't panic. You have it in your files, because I have like tons of IELTS results in my files here. You guys tell me why that day I bring out my file, my document, I start to search. I do not see the results. Hey, you guys, I'm panicking. And mind you, IELTS tells you they only send you 1 copy. The other copy, they're sending it to organizations. Okay, maybe they deliver to my former apartment. You guys, because I had moved, like, I wrote my exam in December and passed, but I moved that November. So I was like, okay, maybe I made mistake in the address. Maybe I'd given them my former apartment, and they have sent it, of course, because they always send it, right? And they just dump it there. So I went back to my former apartment. They said they did not see any file. Of course, even if they saw it, if the someone would have taken it, they would have thrown it away, because that my former apartment, they don't care about your packages. I'm having all of these things going on in my head. I am so sad. I'm like, is this how everything ends? After all my stress and struggle, do you know why it took me for me to get my documents in Nigeria? Now this is what is going to ruin it. So I was like, are you sure you collected this document? Because I had memories of collecting my former documents. I was mixing both of them up, right? So I was like, yeah, I remember. I collected this document. They sent it to my house and I picked it up. I picked it up. Last minute, I'm thinking, let me try one more thing. So I decided I'm going to lie to my IELTS people that I did not get my result, right? That maybe they sent it to the wrong house. So it's not my fault. So it looks like it's their fault. So that day I called. Like, I'm like, it was on a Monday. Mind you, deadline was like on Thursday, right? But it's Monday now. So I called them. I'm like, oh, I'm just calling concerning my IELTS result. I can't seem to find it. And she's like, oh, did you request for it? I said, She said, did you request for it? I said, no. Because that was like the smartest thing to say. And she was like, oh, do you want to request for it now? I said, yes. So she's like, oh, she can say that I did not request for it. Because she asked me for my name, right? So I think when I was already talking about, oh, I did not receive, she didn't want to check. And she can see that they never sent me any document. Like, mind you, I wrote this exam in December, this first week in June. So she's like, you did not request for it. I can just send it to your house if you want. I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds nice. Send it to my house, please. So she asked for my address. I give her my address. She tells me that I'm going to get it in the next 2 days or so. I'm like, okay, I should be able to meet the deadline. And then she sends it. It did not take 2 days. It was like a day. The next day, I already received it. And yeah, that's how I got my original IELTS results. This was such a panicky like phase for me. And then yeah, I eventually got my IELTS results. I was so excited. I quickly went to scan it, added it to my documents, and that was it. So when you submit your application, you have to have at least 6 months on your passport, right? Yeah, I kind of goofed on that. So you have to have at least 6 months on your passport, a Nigerian passport or whatever passport. You have to have at least 6 months by the time you submit, right? And even if you don't have it 6 months, like let's say they know that you might have applied for like passport renewal, maybe they did or not, it's fine. But by the time they are getting back to you, you better have had it. So I did not have up to 6 months, you guys. My passport was going to expire in December, and I was submitting now in June. Technically, it's 6 months, but it's not really 6 months, okay? So it's not really 6 months because when I'm submitting is not when they're going to accept. When they're going to accept, or whenever my stuff comes out, it's going to be less than 6 months. Oh, that's where my problem came. So I tried to get one in the UK. They were stressing me out. I paid. They never refunded my money, by the way. I paid. They gave me like October. I was like, nah, this is not going to work. So I had to go back to Nigeria, you guys. I had to go to Nigeria, get my passport done, get a new passport, and I came back. I got back to the UK in July. I submitted my application, by the way, even though I was still trying to do this whole passport runs. I submitted my application before the deadline, thank God. And I was just waiting to get like feedback. 2 weeks after, I got like a mail from them asking me to go do my medicals and to do my biometrics. I did that. I do my biometrics in London, and then that same day I take a flight to Nigeria. And then I go and get my passport done, get my passport renewed. Thank God I got my passport renewed in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about the Nigerian part of things, but I got my passport out in due time and I was able to go back to the UK. So I went back to the UK, and then 2 weeks after I got back, I was in Lido, network was terrible, and then I get like, a notification. So I go outside and I check it, and it's a mail from CIC asking me for my new passport. They're just like, send us a passport. Thank God I went to Nigeria. Thank God I was proactive. Like in all of this, I'm just happy. Like I was so proactive. Everything I could see like was going to be an obstacle, I was on it. I was on it. I was on it ass. And they were like, "Yeah, send us your new passport." I already had my new passport. I just scanned it, sent it to them. And the next day, I got a mail saying, "Go and stamp your passport. You've gotten your permanent residency approved." I was so excited. I was happy. And yeah, I sent my passport. I did the ODHL thingy. Yeah, I sent my passport for stamping. I had to wait for like is it 2 weeks? Yeah, I had to wait for about 2 weeks for it to get back. Was it 2 weeks? So mine took 2 weeks ish because I made a mistake. Okay. So when I did my biometrics, by the way, I was still using my old passport. Okay, so now I have a new passport, and they sent me a mail to send my passport for stamping. Mind you, when you do your biometrics, they keep this like white sticker. I don't know if that is how it works in Nigeria as well, but in the UK, yeah, I think that's how it works everywhere. They put like a white sticker on your passport, right? I did not know what that sticker was for. I just said okay. So when they asked me for my new passport, I sent the new passport. I thought, okay, you know that I already have a new passport. I'll just send the new passport. But what I did not know is that what they call them, is it VAC, the Visa Application Center in London, they need that sticker that they put in my old passport. Okay, so I had to do like that back and forth where they were like I should snap the old sticker, whatever, send it to them and all of that. But that didn't take too long, but it just extended the time it took for my passport to come back to me. And then yeah, I think it was first week in August they sent my passport back. I was so excited. I got my passport and they sent me like my confirmation of permanent residency, which is like a document, like 2 copies, right? One is for you and one is for the border officers. When you get to Canada, you have to give one to them. So that was basically my PR story of how I got my permanent residency, the whys, the how, the process. Literally, this just covers everything. Apart from having my sister, it was also good to have like that community on Telegram. It was so helpful. It put my mind at ease a lot. So yeah, that was literally my permanent residency process. I will make another video just talking about like the step by step, maybe more detailed step by step, like if I was doing it this year, what I would do. I think that's what I'm going to name it, and just give you guys like a breakdown for people that are actually interested in knowing like steps like in detail. But yeah, that's just the story time of how I got my permanent residency application finally after like almost 4 years. So yeah, if you're at this stage, you want to go through this whole process, there are so many pathways when it comes to Canada permanent residency. Make sure you subscribe because I'll be making more content concerning that. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Hope I did not babble a lot. Hope I did not miss the point. Hope I was on track. But anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed watching it, and don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me that you subscribe to my channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm going to see you in my next one. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye.